Hi. So today we're going to practice finding the speed. We did this during some of our other activities, but today we're just going to do a little bit more of a formal review on how to figure out the speed of a situation. So to find the average speed of an object, you're going to take the distance that that object traveled and divide by the amount of time that it took for it to travel that distance. Now we are just looking at speed. If we were looking at velocity, it would be in a single direction that we are calculating this. So our first problem is you decide to go and walk and get some ice cream, and it is 5 kilometers between your house and the ice cream stand. On the way there, it takes 45 minutes. You then hang out at the ice cream stand for 25 minutes eating your ice cream. And then, weighed down by the ice cream that you've just eaten, it now takes you 50 minutes to walk back home. So, what is the average speed in each direction? Now, I would like your answer in kilometers per hour. So, what you're going to need to do first before you do anything else is figure out how much 45 minutes is out of an hour, how much 50 minutes is out of an hour, and how much 25 minutes is out of an hour. So, we're going to look at that first. So, for converting our time, there are 60 minutes in an hour. So, if you take whatever time it is that you're looking at and divide by 60, that'll tell you how many hours it is. So for our trip there, it's 45 minutes divided by 60 minutes is going to be 0.75 hours, 3/4 of an hour. The trip home is 50 minutes divided by 60 minutes, and it is 0.83 hours. And our total trip, if we add up all the parts, is going to be 45 plus 50 plus 25. Remember the time it took us to eat the ice cream. And so that is 120 minutes. Take 120 minutes, divide by 60 minutes, and it was a 2-hour long trip altogether. So now we're ready to calculate the average speed going there. So it is 5 kilometers to get there. We're going to divide by the 0.75 hours that it took, and your overall average speed is going to be 6.6 repeating, or whenever we round, 6.67 kilometers per hour to get there. The way home took us 50 minutes. So we're going to take our 5 kilometers and this time divide by our 0.83 hours, which is what 50 minutes is out of an hour. And that is going to give us 6.02 kilometers per hour to get home. So with it taking more time to go the same distance, we now have proof in our speed calculation here that we were going slower on the way home. If we're looking for our whole round trip and we're looking for the average speed of the walking and the eating and the coming back, then it is going to be 10 kilometers because 5 in each direction divided by the 2 hours, that 120 minutes we calculated earlier. And the 10 divided by 2 is going to be 5 kilometers per hour we were walking on average. So we're going to look at a second situation here. We have our friend here, Alyssa, and she is going to paddle upstream 10 kilometers. It took her 4 hours to go upstream. After taking a rest, she got back into her canoe and leisurely drifted downstream. Now, for anyone who has been in a canoe or a kayak, you know it is much better going downstream than upstream. The same trip took only an hour on the way home. So we need to find the speed in each direction and which direction was faster. So going upstream, if we take that 10 kilometers and divide by the 4 hours it took, it was 0.25 kilometers an hour to go upstream. That same trip going back downstream was 10 kilometers and it took 1 hour. So 10 divided by 1 is 10 kilometers an hour. So we now have proof that she was going faster downstream. So we're going to work on our final practice problem here. It has many parts to it though. So Lily entered a skate, row, and bike race. Her time and distance for each leg of the race are entered in the chart. We're going to look for the average speed of each leg of the race first, and then the average speed for the whole race altogether after that. So if we look here at the bottom, we have our skate section, then our row section, and then our bike section. So average speed for each leg of the race, I figured the easiest way was just to extend our chart, and I put in a place for the math and then the average speed for each of those sections. So if we look at the skating portion, it was 1.25 hours, 20 kilometers. So we're going to take 20 divided by 1.25, And that means when she was skating, she was going 16 kilometers per hour. For the rowing portion, the time was 0.75 hours. The distance was 6 kilometers, so 6 divided by 0.75 is 8 kilometers an hour. And then for our bicycle portion, it was 2.5 hours, 100 kilometers that she biked, and 100 divided by 2.5 is 40 kilometers an hour. So looking at these numbers, you should be able to tell me what leg of the race was the fastest. That's right. She was able to bike the fastest. She was going 40 kilometers an hour. And where did she go slowest? Yes, 8 kilometers per hour was her slowest speed for the rowing. Okay, so figuring out the average distance over the course of the whole race, the first thing you're going to want to do is add up all of your distances to get your total distance. So that's going to be 20 plus 60 plus 100, which is going to be 126 kilometers. Then to get the total time, you'll add up all of those different amounts of time. So 1.25, 0.75, and 2.5 is going to be 4.5 hours. You will take the total distance, divide it by the total time. So 126 divided by 4.5 is going to give you 28 kilometers per hour. Hopefully these three problems helped you to more solidify your knowledge on finding the speed. If you have any questions, just ask.